This is Paul. False arrest? Yeah. False imprisonment? Mm-hmm. Fraudulent mental health evaluations? Yes. Mm-hmm. And then there's perjury and subordination. Mm. Now I'm going to want my sons, and I wanted all of you in the legislative, yeah, judicial, and executive branches of each state. Yeah. I want you to know that I'm going to sue you. Yes. And for all of you that have public access to any of these documents that I should have been given a copy of, yes, so that I could appear before the court and I could, explain my side of the story. Yes. You should never use these without court order. Because the thought, yes, of me having anything in that vagina at the time of my son's being kidnapped, yes, not plausible. No, it's not. So I'm going to want to know all of you that have public access to it. Yes. Now, there's a reason why we have the availability of making confidential as the parties named petitioner and respondent. Sometimes when we have these different tests that we do, there are certain things we don't want you to know as law enforcement. Yes. And if you think I'm being a little too pornographic for your taste, yes, you just give me a copy of everything that's been sealed and let me see what it says. Now, I'd like you to enforce the laws. Because somehow I think that somebody falsified a rape. Yes! And just so you know, there are multiple ways to get semen into a vagina without having to have sexual intercourse. Yes. Multiple ways. Yes. Now, I once mentioned this genetic children. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that she had sexual intercourse with another man. Yes. She could have done multiple things to make it look like that she had to run back to Clallam County. Yes. To have a medical examination from a doctor that we had known. Yes. So that doctor could remove, yes, some sort of biological residue from the sexual interaction. Now, it's one thing to say I'm raped. Yeah. It's another thing to say I had sex with another man. Yes. And then there's another thing called keeping. Right. Now. And then putting it in there. Yes. Just hours before you have your medical examination. Now, I'm just telling you. Yes. There are multiple ways to fabricate the false accusation of rape. Yes, there is. And it doesn't have to necessarily involve another man.